the imperial Cholas, and the period between the 750 and 1200 CE is the referred to and the early medieval period of Indian history. During this time, while the country was divided into the numerous regional states which were the busy fighting with each other. However, this period is the remarkable for the immense growth of the new and rich cultural activities in the field of art, architecture, literature, and language. Architecture, literature, and language. Political condition of the northern Indians 750 and 1200 CE by AD. The Harsha that in the second half of the 7th century established the political condition of northern India. The Kano source was the oldest guarded by the Harsha. But suddenly the turned to be a reason for conflict. The Kanos implemented the symbol of the sovereignty of the North India. Sovereignty of North India. Sovereignty of North India. Sovereignty of North India. The Kanos implement the symbol of the sovereignty of North India, and it is the control the implement the control of the upper Gangetic Valley, and it is the uh, resource in the trade and the agriculture. Trade and agriculture. Led the Guptas of the Maghad under the leaderships of the Aditya Sena and the Karkotas of the Kashmir came to the valley and the activities road post the Harsha Dam. The Yeshovarman who the success the Harsha implemented had to the fight with the Lalita Aditya kings of Kashmir, Lalita Aditya kings of Kashmir, which the resulted the distress for the Yeshovarman and his the power decline. Coach Yeshovarman, no the successor, was not able to the consolidate the hold over Kanos. The Tripartite Struggle during such as the period of the great turmoil in the Tripartite Struggle ensued among the Rashtrakutas, Gurzara, Partihara, and the Palestinians with the control over the Kanus as born of the continent. The political development after the Harshavardhan is the period from 750 to 1200 C has been divided into two periods 750 and 1000 C and 1000 to 1200 C. 750 to 1000 C is the best was the remarkable for the growth of the three important political power in India. Gurzara Patihara in the North India, Palas in the Western India, and the Rajkota in the South India. 1002 12 is the first witness the breakup of the above three powers is a result in the rise of the many small kingdoms like in North India. Patihara impaired the disintegrated and leading to the rise of the various Rajput dynasties such as the Samans and the Chauhan. The Sandalas, the provinces, they are were around the 121 state of resistant the Turkish invasion led by the Muhammad Ghaznavi and the Muhammad Khori in the 11th and the 12th centuries. From the northwest, the high valleys by the Great River and the the invaders as they failed to stand unity in their place. History of the three power Gurzara, Parthiras, and the Restaurators. Gurzara Parthiras Nagar one found the Gurzara dynasty. It was performed in the region of the Malwa in the 18th century. Vatsaraja, one rule from the Vatsaraja, one rule from the Gurzara the extent is the rule over the last part of the North India by the controlling and the making canals in the western Uttar Pradesh. This capital. This translates the policies the extension put him in the direct conflict with the Thermopylae, the Parakins of the Bengal and Bihar was India and the Mars, the Tripartite Struggle. Tripartite among three powers. The Tripartite Struggle continued for the 150 years. However, despite ups and the downs, the Gujarat Rasta maintained their hold over the Kanos till their last. Mihira was the alliance the Bose Raja or the Bose was the most important king. In the he was the highly praised by the Arabian merchant Suleiman, who spoke the highly of the eastern of his the primarily and the pieces that the region in his kingdom. The Bose Raja was a worshipper of sheep. Mahendragupta I, the successor father of the Mullah, who the conquered the Magadh not longer a son. Mahibara was another important king, so the ascended to the throne suited the succeeding his stepbrother was to the point of Rashtra Rajaskara, who brought the Karpur and Balabharat. The Mahipala was another important king, so the ascended to the throne. After that succeeding is the stepbrother who stood the point of Aspirant. The follower the success is the father because he died conquering the Mughal the son of Mahibara was another important king who acceded to the throne after the succeeding his the stepbrother was to the poet Shekhar who wrote the Kar- Kar- Karbaran declared decreeing the terms of the conspiracy rest of the kingdom attack the complete the devastated canals to begin the Pathera Empire as the cultural piece to the end of the Rashtra or the Soviet executive of the and the repeated verb Pathira and here whose they together repeat dissolution of the Pathira and here punish the group under the plus Dynasty. Correspond to Dynasty in the Eastern and Chola child, Corona and the definition and the creation of the Gupala, the respective the next the Pala power and the prestige. However, evidence is the dynasty. The numbers and the mainly focus on the good and evil, which was is certainly conduct however is the kind of extent for so the father and the cause of the Gandhara in the west of Punjab. He had in the Durga and Kalas extended the credit of other converts was written with the even special the path internet and to see follows the most popular of the Pali dynasty. The further received the from the roots of the North India Himalayas to the Indias and from the eastern to the western ocean. He led military campaigns as well as the Cambos in the west and the Indians in the south and the Tibetan re-excitation with Kala and the Kalin. The Huns as well as the Rastota and the Gurjaras. They come to the patronage Buddhism. They come to the patronage Buddhism many temples and monasteries in the Maghal where they constructed everywhere in the art and the architecture was the goodness during this reason. The Parthians sacked the expansion of the palace toward the west. However, still and the palace continued to the ruins over the both Bihar and Bengal for nearly 4 centuries with a small break. The palace took the activities the interest in public work. Palace king maintained a friendly relation with the distant continental countries like the Sumatra and Tripura. The palace, the patronage Buddhist, the palace were the monasteries, vihars, and the temple in the extended the Dharma hundred by the vihars at the Sumapuri and Udantapuri. The great Mahabodhi temple at the Bodh Gaya was the board under the Pala patronage Vikramshila University. The Dharmabali established the great Vikramshila University in Bihar, which had the students from the various parts of India and also from Tibet. Many Sanskrit texts were translated into the Tibetan and this the monastery. Atisha Dipankar, who was the greatly respected in the Tibet, was the associate with the Vikramshila University declared. Depala was a success by the many Pala rulers who were the weak and the suffered depend in the hand of Rastotras and the Pathiras. It is reliable of this Pala power the latest that the century under the Monopoly War. However, it does survive more in the short period which as the followed by the decline. Senna will succeed the palace of Bengal toward the end of the 11th century. She who was the father the succeeded by the Muslim under the general Bhakti Khilji toward the end of the 12th century. Rest of the Dante was found the rest of the South Indian century. Nikita and the Solabur was the Rite. Nikita and the Malika and the Solabur was the Egyptian. Third was the important king. During these times, the Stockton of India to control Kannauj was led to be the beginning of the Tripartite Struggle. Krishnamurti was the famous king of the Stockton Dynasty who ruled the famous Kailash temple at Ellora, Maharashtra, was dedicated to the lordship. This temple was moved from the single business platform. It is monolithic and thus is the marvel of ancient Indian architecture. Amangabharsha, 814 to 80, succeeded his father Govinda III and was the most important ruler. He was also called the Narapatanga. He was the several wars against the Benji, Salukas, Ganga sister, and protected his the kingdom. He claimed his daughter in the marriage to the Beni Salukas. The Pallavas and Ganga's religion was remarkable for his the precipitation policy. The Suleiman, the Arab merchant who visited his the court in 821 C, gave the very good account of the administration of the Amangabharsha, the Krishna theory. The identical to citizen was the last great ruler who was the known for his the expedition in the defeated the Cholas and the battle of the Tokula. He built the several temples as the Vishnu temple examination. After the death of the Krishna theory, the power of Rashtrakuta declared. Liberally educated the Rashtrakuta friendly country with the Arab trade, who the visit their empire forces established from the Arabian Arab account. These trades were allowed to the for the Moscow and follow their religion without any other hindrance administration. The Rashtrakuta was the biggest empire in the history of the Deccan. Deccan was the extent for the Bandha in the north to the Kaveri Valley in the south. They brought the political unification of Deccan. The Rashtrakuta administration was divided into numerous positions and Vijaya Desa Bhakti under the official Rashtrapati Vishnupati and the Bhakti or the Bhubikas. The empire was further divided at the Mahamandal, the Mandaras and the Grama, which was the last unit. king was the head of the state. With the hereditary the kingship, king was assigned by the Council of Ministers. Rastafari had the powerful army, the consisting of infantry, cavalry, and elephant. Land revenue was the main source of the income of the royal treasury. Land revenue main source of the income of the royal treasury. The trade and the commerce were the commonly exercised between the Deccan and Arabs. The rest of the was the promoted and the Arabs trade by the maintaining cordial relations with the times. The Nelson had their own separate trade, the gold, the gold, the silver, gold, gold, silver, and copper. Gold, the gold has the Suvarna, Katyana, and the Dharma, and the other colors, the Dharmanas were in circulation force and the impression of the gold and that someone on the side, and the king's name was the inscribed on the other side along with the year of religions. The rest of them was the very tolerant. The Hinduism quoted the positive in this period. The rest of the patronizes both the Shivism and the Vaishnavism as well as the Jainism. Among the worship was a soul. However, the Buddhism was at the decline. The Rashtrakuta, the administered the Arabs to the port near Moscow on the west coast. The 19th century Arab traveler Suleiman, who visited the court of the Mongol appreciated the Algerian as the religion's policy and the liberal tolerance of other religions, while the Rashtrakutas literature was writer of the Rashtrakutas were the ones who were the great scholars of the Sanskrit, Kannada and Prakrit. Both the Kannada and the Sanskrit literature were the promoted during this period. Kavila 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 found out that Angulashra was the first poetic work in Kannada language. The Trinity poet of this era, as the Pampa, Puna, and Rana contributed immensely to the Kannada literature. Pampa was the first Kannada poet who wrote Vikramajaya, Pampa, Bharata, and Aditya Purana. The Puna to code point of the Krishna theory wrote the Shanti Purana was the honor with fidelity Upayana Kavi Chakravarti. Salotiki was at the important center of the education during the reign of the Krishna theory. Art and architecture, the Ellora and the elephant carved the temples of the Rashtrakutas and the masterpieces. Koila Sanatha temple at the Ellora was carved out of a monolith during the period of the Krishna history of the Himalayan Solas. The Solas king found the mighty empire during the period 1000 story receive who this is referred to as the period of the emergent solas, different from the Sangam solas. The solas came to the power after the overthrowing the Pallavs in the South India. Vigilant the 9th century, the founder of the Solas dynasty. However, the real founders of this the dynasty were the uh, Raja I, then later to 1014, and his son the Rajendra I 1014. The Rajendra I the constraint was the Rajarajeshwari or the Brihadeshwari dedicated to the Shiva. With a contract with the survey of the land of better land revenue collection, Rajendra was able to run the career if the arms up to the Ganga in Bengal after the defeating the Pala kings. Mahibala to the Comariat is the victory. He founded a new capital called Gangal Konda Solapuram. Gangal Konda Solapuram and assumed the title Gangai Konda, the conqueror of Ganga. He was the great patron of the learning and was also known as Pandita Solas. The Kalatumba and 1701 underneath was a Kosala's important Solas ruler, the Solas beast, and that is the degenerating and the sharp to a the Mars smaller area during his the period. The Solar Empire that extend from the river Tungabhadra, a tributary of the Krishna River, the north to the Kanyakumari in the south. The Solar Kings had a powerful navy and with the force they conquered the Maldives and the Lakshadweep Island as well as Sri Lanka. They also defeated the rulers of the Malaya and Java and the Sumatra. The Solas administration, central government administration of the Solas was very efficient. The kings stood at the tops of the administration. Officer level and the of the serve in the Solar administration revenue. The exciting of the government export serve oil of the oil PPS, army and the irrigation tanks, cleaners, the revenue. The land was sources of the land revenue was known as the estimate of the revenue. The municipal population of the village was you are not as well as the land belonging to the temple Texas. This is a land toward Texas. The custom details the various kind of proportional tax is the levied on the ceremonial organization like Paris and the judicial branch while they are in Venezuela kingdom. Colotonga one abolished toll tax was the earned when the title Songa with the solar military administration is a regular standing on the listing of the cabinet. The Bay of Bengal would become the popular as the provincial administration. Solar system was the village assemblies. Solar's village was divided into 30 wards. The ward threatened to the nobility member to the village council. This committee member there certain the secretaries of the politician to become the out of the ownership then aggregate the 70 year and knowledge of the Vedas, the certain the criteria of the disqualification members since past 3 years in the committee member who had not submitted their account. Anyone who was the committee names is to socio-economic life, caste system. The Burmese and the Castias like North India also they enjoy a special prevalence during the short times. So the initiation record two major division among the castes, Balangai and Hidankai castes position of the woman was not good. The practice of sati was the prevalent among the royal families. Never the system was there. Religion, the Buddha Buddhism and the Vaishnavism flourished during the Chola period. Numerous temples were built by the Chola. Both agriculture and the industrial flourished. Reclamation of the forest land became from the west land and advanced the irrigation techniques led to the agricultural prosperity. Weaving industry, the particular consist silk weaving and industrial flourished. Gold, silver, and the copper coins were in abundance. Commercial contract between the Solar Empire and the China, some of the Java and the other part existed during the solar period. Arabian horses were important in the large number to center. The image should have the any area from Beatles epic and mathematics and the vertical medicine about the in the educational institution. Military research into the peak during the solar period and the luxury convert environments and cellulose describe Colodongal or solar kings, Google and the Nala and all weather written during this period. Art and culture temple the region is that of the art and architecture reason it is the perfection under the solar system. The same feature of the solar Dravidian style of the temple is the Vimana Rajaja was the Tanso temple and Rajendra was Shiv temple. Gangai the South Indian architecture Commission temple and the Tiribhuvanams are the construction of the later solar sculpture. The war of the solar system of the Tanzor and Gangaikonda Solampuram forces symbolizes the large size icon with define the execution. Moreover, the solas the paintings were there on the walls of the Nathamalai and the Tamsara temple. The solas were descriptions of Natharaja or the dancing sheep is hidden masterpieces. Polyps and the Salukas, the period from the sensory in the tail, the chantation stories is of the immigrants and the important. This period highlighted the emergence of the separate kingdoms, succeeding and coexisting with each other. The main interest in the political history of the South India emerged from the period in between the 6th 8th century. This period focused around the long struggle between the rulers of the Kanse, who had just the success the Ikashwar and the Salukas of Badami, who succeeded the Patagotas. They fought to establish the supremacy for controlling the fertile trade of the Delta region of the Krishna and the Godavari. Location and the succession in the northern forest